So what is a self-directed IRA? A self-directed IRA is about the same as any other IRA. Both have an IRA custodian. The difference is that with a self-directed IRA, you manage the account instead of the custodian. Now here's the problem. The Small Business Administration says that the average small business owner in America pays 27% of his or her income in taxes. So that means that at that tax rate, if you had $100,000 and invested an additional $1,000 a month in 30 years at 10% per year, say by buying and selling real estate, which is about the average annual return for real estate investors according to the National Council of Real Estate Investors, you would end up with $2 million. Now at the end of 30 years in a self-directed IRA, you will instead have $3.8 million. So in this example, by investing in real estate inside of your IRA tax-free, you will have an extra $1.8 million to stick in your pocket for retirement. So when you watch this video to the end, you'll know how to set up a self-directed IRA, some of the different investment options, and how you can make your investment returns really zoom and do it tax-free in a self-directed IRA. I'm the business guy, and we're going to be talking about this self-directed IRA. And if you could do me a favor and please click the like button below, it would really help me a lot for the YouTube algorithm. Thank you very much. And in the comments, tell me what you think. And you can also click the subscribe button so when more videos come out like this, you'll get notified. Now as a background, I've been investing in real estate since 1988, in the asset protection field since 1991, and our company started in 1906. We have attorneys and consultants on staff who you can call right now, and they can help you set up a self-directed IRA. So say you find a screaming bargain on a house that you can fix up and sell and double your money, more or less, within 6 months. With a self-directed IRA, you can do that tax-free. So let's say you did some transaction, you made, say, $300,000 outside of your IRA. Now you would be paying 30 to 60% of that in state and federal income taxes. With a self-directed IRA, that same $90,000 to $180,000 that would be going to the tax man is yours to keep inside of your IRA. Now with a self-directed IRA, you can take advantage of what the IRS allows. With a traditional custodian, on the other hand, since they don't make any money when you do that incredibly profitable real estate transaction, they will not allow it. So that is why you need a self-directed IRA. Now the IRS does not tell you what your IRA can invest in. It only gives you a short list of what it cannot invest in. For example, the law does not permit IRA funds to be invested in life insurance or collectibles. With some exceptions, collectibles include artwork, rugs, antiques, metals, gems, stamps, coins, alcoholic beverages. That's right, you can't drink your IRA, and certain other tangible personal property. Now here's an exception. Your IRA can invest in certain gold coins minted by the Treasury Department. It can also invest in certain platinum coins and in certain gold, silver, palladium, and platinum bullion. The general idea is that these funds are for retirement, not things that you can use before you retire. Now, the best way to operate a self-directed IRA is to set up an LLC. So first, you set up a self-directed IRA. You can go ahead and call us right now. We can help you. Then we set up an LLC for you that your self-directed IRA owns. Next, you open up a bank account or investment account in the name of your LLC that your IRA owns. Then what you do is you simply go online. You can see your account. You can do your own investments in real estate or stock or other items that the IRS allows and grow your profits tax-free. Now, a reason that some have not heard of the self-directed IRA is this. You may know that most IRA custodians earn a commission when you invest in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and CDs. So that's all they allow. But the IRS allows a whole lot more: real estate, mortgage notes, private placements, tax lien certificates, and more. And a self-directed IRA custodian allows all of the investments that the IRS regulations allow. Now, here are some of the top self-directed IRA benefits. Number one is tax-free profits. Number two is asset protection from lawsuits. That is, when you invest outside of your IRA in your own name, somebody sues you, they can take everything you have. But in most states, the investments you hold inside your IRA, somebody sues you, they cannot take them away. So asset protection. Number three is estate planning. When you die, your spouse or your kids can inherit your IRA, usually tax-free. Number 4, you may be able to take advantage of more profitable investments, things that you may understand such as rental property, often creating a much better return for yourself than a typical mutual fund. And number 5 is to hit that like button and share this video with people you care about. Now, why don't more people do this? Well, more people do this than you may think, but investment houses make money on stock commissions and not typically on real estate. So there's no financial incentive for them to tell you about it. Self-directed IRAs have been around since 1974. Investing in alternatives to stocks, bonds, and mutual funds has always been allowed by the IRS. See IRS publication 590. Self-directed IRAs have not received large attention because most custodians who offer IRAs, banks and brokerage houses, only allow traditional investments at their firms. Now keep in mind, many CPAs and other advisors have not heard of self-directed IRAs. Because they are not generally promoted by the big financial institutions, they would not automatically be exposed to them. So you can certainly keep your CPA in place, but because this is a specialized field, our self-directed IRA custodian can work with you to keep you compliant. Protecting your IRA. Protecting your IRA. Real estate investors can be sued. And it's easy to protect your IRA by using limited liability companies if your self-directed IRA owns real estate. So that is why it's so important to own each piece of property in a separate LLC so that the lawsuit is limited to that one piece of property rather than exposing your entire retirement plan to a nasty lawsuit. Now, can you be assured that your self-directed IRA is allowed under IRS rules? As long as you follow the rules, the answer is yes. There are specific rules regarding IRAs, in particular, self-directed IRAs, that you should be familiar with to make sure that you're staying within the guidelines. So all of these things we're talking about here, before you do them, first check with a licensed CPA. Now, there are certain types of transactions that you cannot perform through an IRA. Most importantly, the IRS prohibits self-dealing, which are investments in which you or your family members of lineal descent have prior ownership. So you couldn't legally have your IRA buy a house from yourself or from your family members, for example. You couldn't buy a house in your IRA and then move into it, or have your parents, kids, or grandkids move into it, for example. But an IRA can buy a house from a third party and rent it out to another third party. Now here's how investing in a self-directed IRA works. Investing with a self-directed IRA isn't much different than investing outside of an IRA. In fact, in 3 simple steps, you'll be on your way to making tax-free or tax-deferred profits. First, identify your investment. Second, request the funds from your custodian to be wired into escrow. Now this is important. All documents related to the investment must be titled in the name of your IRA and not to you personally. For example, if you invest in real estate, the title to the property would be XYZ Custodian, the name of your custodian, FBO, that's for the benefit of, Pat Smith's IRA account number 12345. Much better, hold title to the real estate in an LLC that your IRA owns. In that case, the title to the property is, for example, Prime Property Holdings, LLC, a Florida limited liability company. And then the membership certificates in the LLC record book will say XYZ Custodian, Pat Smith's IRA account number 12345. Next, you process the investment. Your custodian will look over the purchase documents, then funds will be sent from your IRA to the escrow company or to your LLC bank account. Getting a mortgage. Now, we recommend paying cash for real estate because then you don't have the risk of having a mortgage if the house is vacant for a while. But if you do get a mortgage, you will need to get it from a home lender that gives non-recourse loans. In other words, the lender uses the property as collateral and does not use your personal credit score. Yes, there are lenders who do this. You simply search on the internet for self-directed IRA mortgage lenders. And when I did this, I found First Bank, First Western Federal, North America Savings Bank, the Norris Group, and Peak Asset Lending. And if I remember, I'll put those down in the description for you. Manage and sell the investment. Now, once your IRA owns the investment, all expenses and profits related to the investment come from and return to your IRA. Now, when you're ready to sell the investment, you will complete an investment form which instructs the custodian to remove the asset from your account. Then the funds from the sale of the investment return to your self-directed IRA or to the LLC that owns it tax-free. Now, if you'd like to set up a self-directed IRA, give us a call at 1-800-830-1055. We have locations across the country Eastern, Central, Pacific time zones, and you can also fill out a free consultation form at assetprotectionplanners.com. This is The Business Guy.